in just a second. But first, Vikings, Saints, check out this nice catch from Adam Thielen.
Oh, nice little adjustment there.
Picks up right where he left off the last 2 seasons. If you had to pick one of these receivers, who you get? Thielen, Diggs. Who you got, Nick?
Diggs.
I'm glad you have to think about it.
I should have known your law firm.
Niners and Cowboys. Deebo Samuel with a spectacular...
Don't you guys have affirmative action over there?
With a spectacular catch over the defender in his NFL debut.
Oh, look at that.
A lot of good catches this week. A lot of young receivers, man.
And the Niners, I'm starting to are going to be relying on this guy.
Oh, yeah, they need him to be big.
They need him to be really good. They don't have big...
Nick asked me to come out of retirement and play for them next year.
All right, to the CFL. Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Marcus Sales up
he was
high
beat.
for the INC.
Quarterback underthrows it. He finally gets back in coverage and snatches it. One, give me that. Typically, defensive backs not known for their hands. But check out the vertical. That's nice timing.
It's a great pick. That's a terrible pass by that quarterback.
He throwing off his back foot. That's why in the CFL.
You got all that extra room in the back of the end zone, man. Lead him.
Yeah, if he knew what he was doing, he'd be down here.
Here we go. Wagner football practice. Wideout Joshua DeCamry with a remarkable one-handed catch.
Go ahead, Wagner.
Oh,
nice.
That's fantastic.
That was nice.
That was spectacular there. Backhanded it one hand on his head. I like it.
That's our practice catch of the offseason so far.
All right, to the Cowboys now. With Ezekiel Elliott still holding out and no end in sight to the stalled negotiations, Dallas has started to look at life beyond Zeke. But how do you replace the productivity of arguably the best back in the league? How about rookie 4th-round pick out of Memphis, Tony Pollard? Sure, he had just 16 yards on 4 carries in his debut on Saturday, but that doesn't have Jerry Jones the least bit concerned.
He looks confident out there. We know he's inordinately understanding what it is he does and can do. And we've seen him do it. We know he's capable of, if he really needs to, carry the whole load.
All right, CC, is Jerry Jones sending a message to Zeke? All right, we got Alfred Morris, we got Tony Pollard, we got Mike Weber. We're good. We don't need you. Is this a message from Jerry Jones?
Well, he sent the message earlier. That's why Zeke went off to Mexico. When he told him, no, I can't afford to pay you that. And Zeke, the contract offer that the Cowboys offered him, they were so embarrassed with, they haven't even come back with the counter offer. So I think that there has been a message sent. I don't think having these press conferences daily is trying to send a message to Zeke. I think it's more trying to encourage the other players the way Jerry has done. If I'm a player and I've replaced one of their star players, and then now Jerry is not addressing me out there, because the staff has said he's had an outstanding camp, but he's not Ezekiel Elliott. But as a running back, you have to be careful, because they find running backs anywhere. Undrafted, drafted low, high drafted, but they're more likely you can be replaced, your productivity, some of it, by anybody at running back, more so than any other position. The reason why is running back skills, they're natural, they're God-given, their vision, their ability to cut, read the holes. And there's not too much difference in the running plays from high school, college, to the pros. So if a kid has vision, a kid can explode, a kid hasn't been discovered, in the NFL, they have found a niche of being able to find these running backs by, I don't know how they find them, but they get running backs from colleges you wouldn't expect to produce running backs. So can a running back be replaced? Ezekiel Elliott can't be replaced because he is not your ordinary running back. But I would just be careful, because if your demands are too high, what they have to do moving forward from a salary cap standpoint, I believe they're willing to move forward just a little bit so that Zeke, until Zeke flinches, because Dallas cannot afford to reset the market with Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, so if they are going to put pressure on Zeke, it's not going to be because of what Tony Pollard does. Like, Tony Pollard might one day be a very good NFL running back, but you're going to have to see that in regular season games over an extended sample before anyone believes it. This is a guy who had 139 carries in his entire collegiate career. That's about 5 games for Ezekiel Elliott, 6 games maybe for Zeke. So that's
like that.
And so the idea that the Cowboys just say, oh, we don't have Zeke, we're just going to go with Tony Pollard, Mike Weber, and Alfred Morris, it would be an obvious downgrade, even if Pollard is one of these diamonds in the rough, one of these guys that you find, you're like, wait, from the University of Memphis, this is what he did. For the Cowboys and Zeke, though, here's the conflict. Because Chris is absolutely right, that you can find league average or slightly above average running backs almost anywhere. So you are paying for the difference between 75% of the production Zeke gives you and 100%. Because you can get 75% of the production he gives you for probably $2 million a year. You can get that off the either off the waiver wire or trading a 6th-round pick. You can find that. Duke Johnson was just available. I understand he's more of a pass catcher than a runner, but guys like that. So how much is that special part worth? Because while the running backs that are league average, you can find them anywhere, there's only a handful. There might be fewer great running backs than almost any other position. You just mentioned Adam Thielen. He's an outstanding wide receiver, but there's probably 7 or 8 guys better than him. We talk about pass rushers. DeMarcus Lawrence just got paid top of the market money. You could probably Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt. You go down the list. So there might be 7 or 8 pass rushers better than him. Running backs, there's 3 or 4 really great ones. So what is, Zeke's one of those, what is the greatness worth to you? As opposed to just plug and play someone else. That's what they're haggling over. Because you're really paying $12 to $14 million a year just for that spread of the 75% production to that top 100%.
Because this is the quintessential definition of force multiplier. There are many running backs out there, but here's a guy who makes your quarterback better, who helps your line, who helps the whole offense run. That's when Eric Mangini comes on and talks about a guy who actually makes the whole team better, everyone around him. Is that the case, that Ezekiel Elliott is one of those guys?
He really is. I mean, you put him in a very special category. I like the way you explained it, because we have devalued running backs over the course of NFL history. But as you can see, if you are special, if you are Le'Veon Bell, yes, you will make the offensive line better. You will make the wide receivers better. If you're Todd Gurley and you're healthy, yes. But those are the only handful of backs that we do have. Nick makes a great point. If you look at the other positions, man, you go to wide receiver, there is a bunch of them. If you look at defensive ends, there's a bunch of them. Cornerbacks, there's not as many.
Not as many.
There's not as many, and that's the reason why the price. Yep. It's hard to drive up the price, because you don't have guys being drafted and then their contracts are escalating you so that you can get that high asking price that they're looking for.
And with corners, it's hard to find just the league average one. What I think's happened with running back, and it's distorted the conversation a bit, is because league average is so easy to find, we act like great is also easy to find. You can, if you are a team that just has a league average running back and he goes down with an injury, you're probably fine, because you can just, whoever next man up is can probably do that. But if you're one of the few teams that has a great one, how much he makes your quarterback, your offensive line, your receivers better.
A league-wide throwing the ball 65% of the time. Yep. So regardless of how many good backs you have, the system have changed where they are throwing the ball so much more. So that in itself has devalued the running back. But if you are special, you deserve to get paid. All those other ones, L. Bell, Todd Gurley, both of them are paid. Zeke wants to be paid next.
Well, that leads us to our next question. Is Zeke actually the least of the Cowboys' worries at this point? We'll tell you why. We're asking next on First Things First.